Hello student, let's start the lecture number 22 in petrochemical technology. The current topic is dewaxing. So we will come to understand in more deep what is the dewaxing and why this is done into the refinery. So as you can see, the dewaxing is a refining process used into the petroleum industry to remove waxes or paraffins from the crude oil fractions or from the refined oil, especially those used into the lubricant production or certain fuel applications. So these waxes which solidify at very lower temperature can cause the issues like clogging into the pipelines or reducing fluidity of oil in cold environment. So whenever your oil uh, passes through the cold environment, the waxes can cause the flow to stop. It can cause the clogging of the pipeline because they stop the flow because the wax is very high viscous and it deposits into the oil. So it mostly creates while transporting the crude oil into the pipelines. So here is an overview of the dewaxing process. So this wax is required to be removed from the oil so that the fluidity can be maintained into the oil and its flow can be maintained. So we will give you some overview of the dewaxing process into the refinery. So first we need to collect a feedstock, that is feedstock preparation. So mostly in the dewaxing process it begins with the feedstock that contains the waxes typically obtained from crude oil refining or byproduct of other refining processes. Solvent dewaxing is a common method where a mixture of feedstock such as lube oil fractions and solvent, typically solvent with the selective wax dissolving property. So solvent we use which has the affinity towards the waxes which can dissolve wax into it. So these kind of solvent are basically methyl ethyl ketone MEK or toluene is cooled to low temperature below the wax solidification point. So these type of solvent like MEK can be used to as a solvent extraction process into the dewaxing into the refinery. So the wax property out while the oil remains in the into the liquid state. So when the oil remains into the liquid state, these waxes can be dissolved into the solvent. Next is filtration or separation of the wax. So once the wax has crystallized or solidified, it is separated from the oil using filtration or centrifugal method. So the separated wax is then collected for further processing or for other applications. Dewaxing by catalytic hydroprocessing. Then this is another method, dewaxing by catalytic hydroprocessing. Into this method involves using the some catalyst, a hydroprocessing unit such as hydrocracking or hydrotreating to break down the or modify the long chain molecule that is responsible for the wax formation. So we break down these long chain molecules into the hydrocarbon by using some processing technique, that is hydrocracking or hydrotreating, so that further the wax does not form into the oil. So this method operates at higher temperature and pressure, and it is often used in conjunction with the solvent dewaxing to achieve better results. So this was the another method of dewaxing using the catalytic hydroprocessing, and next step we have the product refinement. So the dewaxed oil undergo further refining process to adjust its property. So for example, from any product we have removed the wax and we have made this product wax free. So this goes for the further treatment, and that is to improve its quality such as viscosity, PowerPoint to meet the desired specification for lubricants or other applications. So dewaxing is a crucial for producing oil and lubricant that remains fluid at low temperature, ensuring their usability in cold environment. So without solidifying or losing low flow properties. So that means the dewaxing is mostly very important procedure for the lubricants so that it can continuous maintain its fluid flow property. Once the wax is inside, so this will create the uh, flow property lower down. So mostly in the cold environment, the wax creates a problem and the fluid will lose its flowing property. So the choice of dewaxing method depends upon the various factors including the property of the feedstock. We will see what kind of feedstock is available. The desired product specification and economic consideration also is another factor. So this process is a vital in the production of high quality lubricating oil, base oil and certain types of fuel, where maintaining the fluidity across a wide range of temperature is essential for their effective performance. So you can see the mostly in the lubricating oil or in the base oil, removal of the wax is important because once this lubricating oil is being used in your vehicles, so during the winter season or cold season you will find that your engine is not starting because the flow of the engine oil or lubricating oil is stopped due to the wax formation due to the outside low temperature. So it requires a heating, then your engine will start. So that means the fluid property is affected during the cold temperature or low temperature. So it is very important that the pour point has to be improved for the lubricating oil. So next we have a systematic diagram of the dewaxing process into the refinery. How the dewaxing process is done into the refinery. So you see from here we have pre-cooler of waxy feed is coming into the crystallizer. So here the wax is crystallized. Then here we send it for the cold wash. After the cold wash, here this is a scrapped surface chiller. So again it reduces the temperature and that oil that includes the waxes they deposit it here and then it is further processed to the use into the solvent recovery process where we are using a solvent like MEK. This solvent is dissolving wax into it and then further the non-waxed oil is sent and wax slurry is recovered here. So this is a slack wax we have recovered from here. This slack wax can be further used for different applications. And the final product that we are getting is the oil that is free from the wax, like for example lubricating oil. So this was a brief information about the dewaxing process into the refinery. So further into the next topic we will continue into the next lecture. Thank you.